Hey guys, Gemma from Smudge Face Painting in Australia. Just thought I'd show you a quick video today how I do my butterflies and what I use to get that nice dainty look. These are the petal sponges from Always Wicked Art. They're usually pink. Sorry, my stuff's filthy from doing a gig. I've already just loaded this up with a bit of paint because my kids have just got out of the bath, so they're going to start screaming any second now, so it's going to be a quick video. This is a comparison to another sponge, so instead of your butterflies going all the way up here and all the way down pretty much to your bloody chin, these are nice and dainty and good for little kids because they're little. Always put your light colours on the tip or in the corner of your eye. It's always nice and flattering for women and kids and teenagers, whatever. And your darker colours on the outside. You'll notice with most of your split cakes or rainbow cakes or whatever, or if you make your own, try and put a light colour on the edge if you're going to use them for butterflies or any type of eye makeup or whatever. So I've just put this in here like this, sprayed my sponge, sprayed the cake, whatever, it's up to you. Give it a swish backwards and forwards so the colours are on there nicely. So, where's my mirror? So I always do the tip, like tip to corner, try and go on an angle a bit and cover the sides, and on the bottom wing, instead of going down here, I actually start about here, so the butterfly is going this way instead of down, which is more flattering. So here we go. I'm going to sit that in there like that. I'm going to pounce it around, or bounce it around or whatever. Bang, you've got a perfect butterfly shape already. And then on the bottom, as you can see, pounce that around. And my paint's going a bit dry because I'm too busy talking. And there's your cool butterfly wings. So you can see how that will be big enough on a child's face, but it doesn't come anywhere near the nose or like your smile lines, and it doesn't come down here. So I do a little trick and do my wing that way, and that's a lot more cooler. I've got a number 3 brush. Instead of doing black on this butterfly, I'm going to do, I think it's called Berry Wine. I'm using all tag colours. I don't mind tag. I think they probably don't blend the best, but if you keep everything nice and wet and work fast, then your blending should be fine, but that's just what I reckon. But so instead of doing, I used to go from here to here, I go the opposite way now, and I do a big teardrop thick to thin that way doing my thing. So I hope you guys can see, but I've got to look at my mirror. My light's not very good in the kitchen. So I push down like a teardrop, cut through the eyebrow, and it doesn't even go right to the end because it's giving that, I can't think of the word, but giving the impression of that it's going to go to the end. And I do the same for the bottom. Push and flick in. Oh, that's going to drip because I've got too much paint on my brush. And my edges don't even touch. I leave space there, I can do little dots, or I just leave it, I don't even touch it, because you add glitter and everything else, and yeah, people don't even notice that those tips aren't even touching. I think it looks nicer leaving it open. People do put their fingers in their eyes and rub their eyes and carry on anyway, so it's probably not a bad idea to leave it open instead of closing up with paint. Especially little kids are going to rub their eyes and carry on, or if they cry, that's the first spot they're going to touch with their fingers. So just loading my paints. I haven't used this colour for a long time. It's a bit hard, so I've just got to work it a bit better to get that cool consistency. So for the wings, I pretty much push down, go wiggle, 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 and I flick it in. Then I'll wiggle, 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 flick it in. I'll wiggle, 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 flick it in. Don't be afraid to push your brush down. You get those cool, funny, wicked shapes. That one could probably flick in a little bit more. On older girls, I will run this all the way over and do a drift out, and that will be like their cool eyeliner colour for the day. I usually do 3 and 3. Some people like to do different flick-ins to make the bottom wing look bigger or smaller or whatever. I just do whatever fits at the time. Sometimes I've got 3 on this side and 4 on that side. People can't even notice because they're just looking, going, wow, that looks cool, look at all the colours. So don't stress too much, guys. So wiggle, 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 flick in, and it does look better on kids instead of painting on yourself. Wiggle, wiggle, flick, wiggle, wiggle, flick. There you go. I'm not going to do both sides because I haven't got enough time. I can slowly hear the kids making their way to the kitchen. For the body of my butterflies, I just do a teardrop. Just like that. There's a bit on the piss, but anyway. And then for the wings, I like to do like a little love heart shape. Just like that, nice and dainty. And then I shouldn't have rinsed that off. I'll just get that paint back on and I'll show you with the dots. For doing nice dots on the end of my brush, I might show you my paint. So I've got I don't know if you can see the wetness in there, and I sort of twist the paint off the brush so you get a glob of paint there. And then I just dab my paintbrush in the end and I have a nice dotter. So for the dots up here, you can either do all different sizes. I'm going to go from big to small. And you could probably do the same here if you wanted to. Usually I don't do dots there because I don't really like it. That's probably why. But if you want to, you can do that. If you wanted to add some white dots, I'm just going to quickly mix up some white. It's going pink because I didn't rinse my brush off. Same thing, we'll do some different shapes. Should we do some more here? If you don't like the space here, guys, a couple of teardrops always looks really pretty there. If I haven't done the dots here, I usually do 1, 2, 3 little dots there, and I don't even close up this bit with dots if I'm in a real rush. So I usually top it off last. I always put, I'm using the phone to see, it's pretty risky. I'll put a dot of you guys can use eyelash glue or buy glue from your face painting shop. And I put a gem there and you're done. Obviously adding a bit of glitter looks a bit better. Yep, the kids have started crying. Or using some stencils on there. I might, even though it's going to go over, I'll quickly show you that it's not as scary as you think. Use a colour that's lighter than what's on your face paint. Usually white's a pretty good colour to use. You might want to go in orange or yellow. Don't be scared to use non-girl colours on butterflies and stuff. That can really make it pop. Now my sponge isn't that wet. It's a very tacky coloured, very tacky consistency on my sponge, so it's not going to bleed through. But if you wanted to add that extra texture, don't be afraid to use your stencils. Look how cool that is. Obviously, it's better when the line works over the top of the stencil, but you get the point. You could do, even these ones would look still girly and cool. Usually I use like nice pretty swirls, especially on like frozen butterflies I do, but that still looks really funky, and people think you've spent hours of work on it, but you haven't. So that's how I do my butterfly, guys. Practice with your strokes. I'll do a couple on this side in black just to quickly show you. It's going to look really bodgy, but yeah, for those that are struggling with their line work, this will help, I promise. So let's just pretend we've got a butterfly wing in here and a butterfly wing there. So you're going to push and lift up. You can do a swirl if you want. Push and lift up. So you can do anything. Then from these you just drag it on, wiggle wiggle, when you can do those type of ones there. So practice your teardrops, guys, for your butterflies. Wiggle wiggle, flick. Wiggle wiggle, flick. Wiggle wiggle to the corner and flick in the eye. Wiggle wiggle, flick. Running out of paint. Wiggle wiggle if you wanted to just do 2 and flick. And there's your butterfly wing, guys. Hope that's helped you. Practice makes perfect. Sorry it's not the best design. I'm not very good at painting them myself. I promise I'm a lot better on children. All right, guys, hope that helps. And yeah, if you want to show me any of your butterflies that you're doing or got any questions, don't be afraid to ask. Have a look on YouTube. Look up Smudge face painting. I have a competition going at the moment. Actually, that's ending tonight because it was supposed to end on the 31st, and I think it's the 1st today already. So I'm going to draw that tonight for you guys that have been waiting for that. And I do have some illusion books and stuff coming out for grabs soon, so I promise I'll do another video for that and have another competition going. So I hope you guys like my butterfly. I hope it helps. Sorry about my screaming kids and my messy hair and all the rest of it. And if you have any questions, don't be afraid to ask. Bye. See ya.